Broads Media.
Oh boy. You got bullied at home. You could not match their intensity. They outcompeted you by a million. You got embarrassed in front of your own fans. Deebo Samuel pantses you. That's what he did. He ran his mouth forever and then runs for 3 damn touchdowns. Now, they took advantage of some mismatches. You lose your starting linebacker in Zach Cunningham, and Morrow is stuck in a blender. Reed Blankenship can't catch an interception. At that time, it was still a game, and there was still a matchup, but you failing there murdered everything. Just like Sean Desai allowing 6 consecutive touchdowns. 6! And it's more than just Sean Desai. It starts with him because he is the leader of that group. But it didn't even look like they were trying to compete out there. Eli Ricks should be cut tonight because of that embarrassing effort. You get pushed around by one hand. I mean, what are you doing out there? It bothers me because it can't look that way against this team with all the cards that were on the table and for all the hands that were dealt from 9 months ago to today. Oh, my God. Did they mollywop you? That's the 24-hour to 48-hour feeling before I shift gears. Because we need to make sure that this is relevant, too. And I know I just lost my cool. And I know I'll probably lose my marbles again. But that's one side of me. The other side is one game doesn't define you. Because you could pick one game out of the 3-game losing streak by the San Francisco 49ers, and now look at them now. They faced adversity, they lost a lot of bodies, and things weren't very smooth. They turned it around, and now they're beating the Eagles on the road and making a loud statement to the rest of the league. Not only you got to come mess with us, but are those Eagles really who they said they are? And right now, I can't even really care that others are going down that path. What am I supposed to do? I have to take it on the chin. The Eagles suck today. You get stuck with field goals early while the 49ers start to get 7. Those touchdowns to field goals were miserable. Jalen Hurts standing in the pocket trying to play hero ball. He took backyard football to a whole nother extreme. He trips and falls, kills what could have been. Josh Sweat, offsides, lined up wrong. What are we doing? Garbage. And if you can't get inspired after Big Dom almost gets punched in the face by Greenlaw, what are we doing here? See, I kind of got sidetracked again to the part that pisses me off. But there is reality here. And you can't just choose one game to define a team. How do the Eagles look against Dallas? They're still in control of their own destiny. They are 10-2. You don't lose one football game after being 10-1 in 11 starts, and now all of a sudden you are bums. Part of the reason why the 49ers were failing and they weren't looking as crisp is because they didn't have their best players on the field. Losing Zach Cunningham is horrible because Morrow can't cut it. Make a damn tackle. Wrap him up and take him to the ground. How are you not prepared for that, considering you know that the 49ers will try and get the playmakers the ball and then have them explode after the catch? Christian McCaffrey running to the left, going to the left. Here's Trent Williams going to the left. Come on! Clean something up! 6 consecutive drives. That doesn't even happen when a team is playing one of the 0-16 Cleveland Browns teams. Like, that's how hard it is to score that consistently every possession. And shame on you, Nick Sirianni, for punting on 4th and 2. You cannot punt on 4th and 2 and give the other team the football when your defense couldn't get a stop. I'll live and die with Jalen Hurts doing a push-tush. And if that gets stopped, so be it. I'll tip my cap. But I thought then and there it felt like Nick Sirianni was waving the white flag. But no. That's not the truth. He's keeping Jalen Hurts in down 65 after a concussion protocol stint. And poor DeAndre Swift, his coach put him in a horrendous position. He gets popped, but the game ends in a very similar fashion as it started, because the game started by DeAndre Swift getting cracked, and you can hear the shoulder pads pop. The 49ers brought it. I think that just defines the game. One team looked hungrier. One team looked meaner. One team looked more ready. And the Eagles really couldn't rise to the occasion on the emotional side at all. Instead, Jalen Carter looks extremely upset on the sidelines with Sirianni. A.J. Brown has his hands on someone, shaking him and getting all rattled there during one of those scuffles. It's disappointing. I have nothing to say to everyone who wants to take shots at the Eagles. That was a very poor effort. There's also a lot of details that are important here. 3 games in 13 days. San Francisco with a longer rest. The Eagles' schedule right now is killer. You were never going to win every game during this run. But what I do have to say, and I will not run away from it, it needs to look better than this. This was one-sided, and they ran down your throat, and they took your soul. I've seen the Eagles do that to a lot of other teams. This sort of happened. The 49ers on this night in your own stadium with all the trash talk happening and Hassan Reddick saying, bring it on. And to have Debo go off and back it up. Not like this. Tonight, the style points matter to me. Because guess what? In an NFC Championship game, if you see each other again, you think this was highly emotional? You think this is where the bar is set? Multiply it by 2 or 3, and it'll even be more wild. And the atmosphere will be even more electric. This was just a taste. This was just a sniff, okay? Now, in regards to does this justify anything the 49ers fans were saying, because last year Brock Purdy was healthy, he would have done that. I don't care. My eyes are set on I want to go win a championship. I want to see this team have an unbelievable effort in Dallas where they don't lose in that building. If you have the balls and if you have the toughness to have the answer, if not on the road against your division rival to keep your spot at the top of the NFC and to make a statement back to everyone who's going to question if they feel the same strongness about who you are, if not this, then where's the mental makeup? Then who are you? Because if this back end goes a certain way, and the Dallas game will tell me everything I need to know, if you let this thing slip out of your fingers, I'll change my tune real quick. But as for now, this gauntlet was always going to be extremely hard to get through. I'd say it's been a good start prior to tonight. And the stakes get even higher against Dallas and Dak. There's no other way I would like it. Now, we do have to accept that we have to take this one on the chin. I don't regret anything I said, because what's the point of being an Eagles fan if a 10-1 Eagles team was hosting an 8-3 San Francisco team? You're at your own stadium, and all week long I'm supposed to sit on my thumb and say, yeah, 49ers, get the hell out of here. I had reasonable, rightful faith in my team, and they let me down. I don't think this is who they are, because you wouldn't have 10 wins prior to this if this is who you are. Just show me that this is not who you are. I need Jalen to be better. It's a shame because of the way they started. I was flexing like I'm Hassan Reddick at my TV screen. I was 2 feet from my TV doing some mean mugging. Brock Purdy looked dazed and confused. He wanted no part of that defense. The front was getting home. Then San Fran started to get the ball out quickly, use the middle of the field. Kyle Shanahan had Sean Desai in a blender. All the guys in the room, though, that I saw took accountability for it. Fletcher Cox, Jordan Mailata not executing the way they would like to and tipped their cap. Those guys brought it. It's weird how accountability works in this sport. It sucks. It sucks. It's not what I expected. I don't want to hear any Eagles fans go into the referees. Were there some calls that weren't great? Sure. Welcome to the NFL. And we've gotten the favor of those calls in weeks past. Reed Blankenship got held on a Deebo Samuel touchdown. Yeah, unfortunately, the guy who wouldn't shut up was a monster, and it would have been nice for that to get called back just so his numbers don't splash as much. But regardless, you got your ass kicked. So what am I supposed to do about it? You got your ass kicked. Jalen Hurts got hit late out of bounds. No flags. Whatever. The players themselves had so many good chances to do something. Quez Watkins should have had a pass interference on him when he threw it downfield there. You know, I see some out there saying if that was Zacchaeus or if that was anybody else, they would have maybe made the catch. But hey, they're going to force feed Quez Watkins snaps because of his, quote, speed. Whatever. Those first few drives resulting in a field goal, they were dominating. But Jalen Hurts trying to do too much. The offensive line shut down that pass rush and was giving Jalen Hurts plenty of time to pick apart the defense. He's playing games and pointing A.J. Brown to go to the left side of the end zone and over again. Hey, like I'm playing football when I'm 14 years old with the local kids in my neighborhood on a sunny day that's 95 degrees in the middle of July before school starts again in September. He's doing that in an NFL game and then tripping over himself. Those are costly mistakes. Extremely costly. Oh, man. The 3 and outs were so lovely to start, weren't they? I'll tell you what's lovely, though, and that's my friends over at MyBookie. Picture this, not just watching games, but turning every second into a potential win. With MyBookie, you can stream the games and even live bet them and turn any game day into a payday. Ready to up your game? Sign up today and make your first deposit with promo code BRODS for a sweet deposit bonus up to $1,000. That's promo code BRODS to claim your bonus. This isn't just a promo code, it's your secret weapon to get the extra edge on the house. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere, only with MyBookie. Take a look at some of the Sixers games coming up. Take a look at the Flyers games, of course, the Eagles. You got Monday Night Football. You got some college hoops, obviously with college football and stuff, ready to get into their big games as we march along to New Year's. What a crazy top 4. It's a shame for FSU, but Georgia gets kicked out. Crazy. Make sure you bet on all the action. Click the link down below to get started. Yeah, the Sirianni 4th and 2 thing was bizarre, but I think when your team doesn't show up to play hard and they don't bring that edge, some of that tackling, you're getting moved by one arm. You're getting moved by one arm. One arm is pushing you off of themselves. That can't happen. That can't happen. Eli Ricks, disgraceful. In what universe is that what we're going on the field producing? In a game this highly emotional. I don't get it. They pushed you around and they bullied you. Flicking your ear, giving you a wet willy. Throwing your underwear over your head, giving you a swirly. A wedgie where your balls are getting crunched. I don't even know if the Ayuk touchdown was a thing. That's another replay that was brutal. Looked like it hit the ground to me. Once again, though, your effort level was so horrible. It was such atrocious. We can't even bring in the other areas of the game. It's solely looking in that room, seeing what's within, and do you have the ability to shut up everybody who questions you and to put it to sleep? Because if they go into Dallas and take charge again, then you really look at what they did against KC, the Bills, as a full picture instead of just pointing out one game where they got destroyed and dominated as totally different. So I'm not rolling them out. I'll feel differently Wednesday and be ready. And I think the Eagles need to do the same thing. It's all right, hey, that happened. We have Dallas. And the energy needs to shift within a very quick amount of time. But for us as fans, I think it's reasonable to take maybe Sunday night, Monday, Tuesday to really let the pain sink in. You need to feel hurt. I want you to be bothered. I want this to motivate you because obviously the 49ers took all of their disapproval from what happened the year before into this matchup and crushed you. Wasn't even close. How were you that off base? How were you that unprepared to meet the moment? I don't understand. I can't wrap my head around it. You started off so hot, but how does it slip so quickly away? I'm looking at you, defense. Make your tackle. You don't feel disrespected that here they are again. Another drive. 7 more. Do you ever get tired of it? Do you have pride to do something about it? I'm looking at you, Morrow. It's unacceptable. Flat out. Unacceptable. All right. Do we want to take your calls? Yes, we do. Do we want to get a pulse of Eagles fans tonight? Yes, we do. But I have to say, does this game change with Goddard, your number one tight end, back in the game, blocking-wise, and in the passing game? Does the focus, even if it's not a play designed for Dallas Goedert, the other team has to be more aware of Dallas Goedert than any other tight end on your roster by a large margin? Zach Cunningham. If the 49ers can say, I'm just making it even here, if the 49ers can say, well, those 3 games don't define them because they didn't have their top caliber stars, well, we missed our best linebacker, and not our best weapon, I'd say that's AJ and Devontae, but our best tight end by a large margin. So is this going to define who you are? And this is where I'm walking that tight line. Even I will say, without Cunningham and Goddard, everything I just wondered about with the defense, do you have pride? All of that still stands true. All of that is real. That won't change the way I feel about who I saw and what I saw on the football field tonight. The other spectrum is, dude, your linebacker core is so thin to begin with, and now you're missing Zach Cunningham, who you've seen make plays and make big goal line stands and be a force and be obviously your best linebacker on the unit. You don't have many options. It's not your defensive line. It's not your offensive line where you can slot in somebody else and you can bring in a right tackle. You can play right guard, and then your offensive line still flourishes. You don't have the luxury here. Even Roby got he went to meet Brock Purdy, and Brock Purdy lowered his shoulder and knocked you to the ground. The other team's quarterback did that to your starting nickel corner. How does it look like that? See what I'm saying? No Goddard, no Cunningham. How does it look like that still? I can't accept it. It's hard tonight. It's hard. The heart rate is up, it's down, it's up, it's down. I don't want it to go too down. It goes too down, it means it ain't beating. But sometimes I feel like this team hurts me so much that at times it's not beating. What do you want me to do? All right, I'll take some calls now. Let's do it.
Yeah, thanks, bros, for the hotline. I am so freaking angry, bros. What a disaster. What a deplorable, disgusting disgrace of damnable, defiantly dumb defense, making the Niners look way better than what they are. I can't. I hate the Niners. Get it out of your system, Eagles. You're going to meet them in the championship game. You cannot lose another game. We cannot beat that team in San Fran. We can beat them in January.
Okay, so you're not the first person to reference the NFC Championship game, and we'll get our hands on them again. And I might have even said that at some point throughout these 20 minutes. I forget. But if I did, I want to make sure that I kind of take that back and say, you know what, I don't care. Maybe I even said this exact point. I'm that much lost right now and that much in my feelings that I'm losing my mind. Okay? But I don't even want to worry about that. You know what I want to focus on? I want to focus on especially the locker room. All right? I told you I'll probably take the next 2 days to let this all out and use this as therapy, as I always do. But what we really need to do is make sure that you do not fail against the Dallas Cowboys. If you win that football game, you are in a great position. This applied more pressure, and it would be a lot easier. The way I described it earlier in the week is, if you're going to take the mound as a starting pitcher, if you were to lose to the 49ers, that Dallas game, and I know this is impossible, but this is the stress you're putting yourself in. Imagine starting a baseball game. You're walking to the mound, you're grabbing the baseball, and it's bases loaded, no outs before you even start your game. Like the game was automatically, hey, here you go, bases loaded, no outs. Bro, you're taking the ball, man. We need you. Let's throw a fastball on the outside part of the plate, please. What? How did I get myself in this predicament? Right? Something along those lines. That's now the Cowboys. Because you lost here and you're looking at the NFC in mind, having the bye week, home games, all of it. But if they do that, that's where my mind's at, is my point. I'll get to the 49ers again down the road, I'm sure. If this team is what I think they are, and if this group is led by the two leaders that I think that they can be in Sirianni and Jalen Hurts, I know it will eventually come back to this stage again. I know the cameras and the spotlight and the media attention and the quotes and all the talking heads and you name it, it will be discussed by a ton more because it will be the postseason, even more so than this awesome regular season matchup, where for once it feels like there's actually two teams that hate each other again. Now there's so much love for one another, so much respect, everyone's in the same brotherhood type of thing that for the most part, you don't get this level of hated rivalry unless it's in the division, but that also comes with sustained success. Now these two teams are seeing each other in the postseason year after year, and we do project to do that, and that's what I'm saying. I project to see them again, and this is sort of what occurs when you keep banging against one another for a chance to compete for a championship. You organically create this level of, and I felt that way, especially when Dom almost got popped in the nose, popped in the face. What are we doing? I don't know. What are you doing if you're not using TickPick? That's the question. If you click the link down below in the description, my promo code will be already activated, and you will receive $10 off of your purchase to get yourself to a game today. Why would you choose TickPick? Well, let me tell you, okay? They got the best prices guaranteed. Their ticket prices will beat any of their major competing marketplaces, and we're so confident about it, we've guaranteed it. This is coming from TickPick themselves. If you found the same seats elsewhere at a better price than TickPick, we'll give you 110% of the price difference in form of TickPick credit. And there's also upfront pricing, so no more doing math in your head to prepare for how much extra you plan on spending on top of the listed price than on other sites, because the price you see on TickPick is the price you'll pay at checkout, period, end of story. There's no added service fees, hidden fees, or otherwise. So if you spend over $99, you will get $10 off with promo code BRODES. Make sure you join the TickPick family. The Eagles are the 1 seed. That is a fact. That's basically what is being thrown out there right now. I guess Jalen Carter just posted on his Instagram story I'll rather cry for losing a game than cry that I'm still broke. Y'all better get your life together. Oh, jeez. That's not what I want to see. I'll be honest, I don't want to see that. He's very immature, though. And I said this on the Bleacher Report stream, if you were in there earlier, that there is something about the youth. And Jalen Carter, this is going to be what it's like. This is what it's like at this level. So you have to make sure mentally you can stay right. And I'm not saying he can't learn that and he can't grow in that area, just maturing as a person and as an athlete and as a pro. I think he absolutely can get there. But today, it obviously got to him where he feels obligated to post on his social media platform. Rubs me the wrong way a little bit. Here's James Bradbury. Says the Eagles secondary had trouble with communication with all of the motion from the 49ers. Well, that's what Kyle Shanahan does so well. He says there were missed tackles and blown coverages. Well, yeah, you don't say. We didn't see some of the things the same on the back end. James Bradbury just standing in front of his locker, of course, and being the pro that he is. What a nuts game, though, huh? The Eagles security guard, he's a big Dom. Now, it's funny seeing how everybody who was outside the area figuring out who Big Dom is. Big Dom to us has always been Big Dom. Big Dom's Big Dom. I mean, the NovaCare complex doesn't run the same without Big Dom. You go see Shaq Leonard walking at the airport, and it's Johnny Airports, John Clark, and Big Dom. Like, Big Dom is our OG. You know what I'm saying? So, no surprise. No surprise. I don't know what Greenlaw was thinking, though. Let's go back to the phones.
The Eagles sucked today. There's no way around it. They played horribly. This might, and this isn't an overreaction, this might be the single worst game I've ever seen from an Eagles linebacker unit. And take that into consideration, considering what we've had to see in the past. It's just a mess on the defensive side of the ball when guys go down and the front doesn't get home. And they got exposed big time today. The Eagles are not total frauds, unlike what 49ers Twitter is going to say, but the offense struggled today too. Brian Johnson and these long developing plays, this needs to stop. Like, can we please get a short game going with Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown? It's what's killing this offense every single week. Jalen Hurts did not play well today, and overall, just a really disgusting performance from the Eagles today. But they're still 10-2, and they've got a big game next week. But so I'm not saying it's over. It's not over. But the Eagles need to clean up some stuff. And the 49ers, congrats on your regular season championship win. God, I hate them.
I hate them too. And they celebrated like they won a championship, but they brought it. They brought it, and they didn't just beat you. They tore you into the ground and made you a mockery. They mocked you. They put you in a pretty disrespectful spot. So kudos to them, I guess. There's really nothing else you could say. You just have to recognize that it happened and realize that they sure answered the bell and backed up everything that they were saying. And they seemed one step quicker and one step stronger. And everything that the Eagles were trying to do, they were there and then some. They did that and then more and then more and then more. And it was not an easy watch. I don't remember the last time I felt like this. In regards to Brian Johnson, though, and long developing plays, you really can't tell from the TV copy what's going on. When I'm watching Jalen Hurts, I can't see the routes. I can't see on the TV screen where the coverage is. I don't know what he's doing, and that's not to say Brian Johnson is not to blame, but that first quarter, their drives were great. They were excellent. They were putting 7 minutes together. It just was sucking that it was resulting in 3 instead of 7, and this is part of Brian Johnson's role. He needs to clean that up for sure. I guess what I'm trying to say is I just need more information on those specific plays of hero ball to truly know, because, well, Carson Wentz would always try and do too much, and that's not to say that Jalen Hurts is Carson Wentz. I'm just saying sometimes I wouldn't be surprised if Jalen Hurts wants to do a lot. He wants to hit the home run play. He wants to force things. He tried to hit Quez Watkins down the field there, and there were plenty of times where they were using A.J. Brown, getting the ball to him on 3rd and 6, 3rd and 5, maybe 3rd and 11. A.J. Brown gets the ball, and then he's running with some space, and he'll pick up the first down, things like that. It wasn't not incorporated in the offense at all today. So how much of that is, well, Jalen wanted to make the big thing happen and blow the the roof off with the voices in the crowd. I just don't know. That's all. We'll take another.
I should have known something was wrong when they started out so good, but then they couldn't get in the end zone for some ungodly reason. That was probably one of the worst games that game was 10 times worse than the Jets game. Completely worse. That's probably one of the worst regular season losses we've had in the past 2 years. And having said that, now that we actually have lost and it's pretty bad, all of our missteps, the non-tackling, the issues with the secondary, everything that we've kind of been waffling about, now they're hopefully going to be talked about in 6 now that we have a loss, and now we have to go up against Dallas next week. So, all right, brush it off. God, that thing's horrible.
Okay, I liked sort of the general consensus. Aggravation was bothered, obviously, hated what you saw, but the 10-2 is something to hold your hat on, and we just feel so deeply about the locker room that they have and the talent on the field that they know the opportunity they missed. They understand that that's unacceptable. They know that's not where the standard is. You got to keep the main thing the main thing. Well, guess what? The main thing didn't happen today. We're not giving them any new information that they don't know about. They're feeling exactly what we're feeling, and because of their maturity, because of the wherewithal in the room, I think that we expect them to do strong things against Dallas. So we don't throw everything in the trash because of the adversity that you hit. We're hitting some adversity right now. You're losing some bodies, 2 important, one on the offense, one on the defense. What are you going to do about it, though? Well, it can't be 6 consecutive scores like that. It can't be that. Can't be that. I'll tell you that for free. It can't be that. It can't be that. No. Cannot be that. 42-19. 42-19. Not. We'll be talking about it again. Oh, I promise you we will. I love you guys to death. You're fantastic. Go Birds. Ooh.